time.
Discover the hidden gems and pristine waters of Tennessee's Bill Dance signature lakes. Conveniently located throughout Tennessee, there's a signature lake near you, covering all regions of the volunteer state, all endorsed by the legendary Bill Dance himself. Whether it's a weekend getaway or an extended vacation, create timeless memories at Tennessee's Bill Dance signature lakes. Plan your trip today.
Hey everybody, Steve Owens with Tennessee Bass Nation. I'm here with Sassy Dan Daniel Davis, Stephen Rogers, and Jesse Clark. The other two guys are the part of the new leadership panel with Tennessee Valley Kayak Anglers. So we're going to talk around here for just a minute while I copy the link for you all to watch this video on the respective Facebook pages for TVKA as well as Tennessee Bass Nation. So I'm just going to type in angler brief real quick, and not anger brief. I got about 6 texts after that because Daniel got on to me the other day. He said, hey, why don't you read your text before you hit send? Because I never do that, and I've always got misspellings and the whole 9 yards. So that's what happened today. So whenever you guys see the link, it's going to have the Georgia Bass Nation icon on it. That's just because we share that YouTube page so that we don't have 7 other emails to keep up with all the stuff that we do. So, all right, I got those links over. Wait on the last one to load. Boom, now we're good. So yeah, everybody, welcome to your angler briefing for event number 3 for Tennessee Bass Nation this year. It's event number 1 for Tennessee Valley Kayak Anglers. It's for March the 1st, 2025 on Lake Chickamauga. We're hosted this weekend by Fish Dayton. Many of you seen, as I mentioned, this is our 3rd event of the year. So we're welcoming back once again our main sponsors, which are Dugout Bait and Tackle, Carl Black Chevrolet of Nashville. This season, we brought on Native Watercraft. We're still powered by Newport vessels. They've given us a motor again for the state championship at the end of the year, which will be in Knoxville on those waters. The Tellico, Fort Loudon, French Broad, the Holston, some of those waters up there. We got Dugout Bait and Tackle. This season, we brought in Purple Heart Homes. They're one of our main sponsors and actually the title sponsor for the state championship up there in Knoxville. And we were really excited this year. We were approached by the people at the Giant Bass Open, which is part of the Bill Dance Signature Lakes. And what that is it's a boat series that has tournaments on each of the Bill Dance Signature Lakes, or most all of them. And they award an hourly big bass. You see them zooming up and down the lake because they bring their fish to the stage. And with Tourney X, we worked with Dwayne, and he made it where your photo capture time is how we're going to score it going forward for the rest of the year, just in case you run into cell phone trouble or bad cell signal and things like that. So throughout the day, that hourly big bass, which is $100 an hour, will change throughout the day as people upload their fish. So it's not necessarily when you submit it like it was on Del Hollow. But that's the way Tourney X was at the time. So Dwayne Wally fixed that so that we could do time captured. So if you upload it later on in the day, you're going to get the specific time that you captured. But we're still partnered with Sniper Marine. That's our overall big bass prize winner for each event. And you'll need to go over to the Sniper Marine website and click on their Precision Pay program. So their Precision Pay program is an incentive program where if you have your sniper pole in use during the tournament, there are certain stipulations that you'll meet, and they'll award you, I think it's $250 for the Bassmaster Kayak Series. It's $50 for Tennessee Bass Nation, $50 for Georgia Bass Nation, and $50 for the Team Kayak Series. So the last of our sponsors, obviously I mentioned Sniper, Dugout Bait and Tackle, Carl Black of Nashville, Purple Heart Homes. Fish Tennessee is part of us as well this season on all the lakes that aren't the Bill Dance Signature Lakes. we're hosted by Fish Dayton this weekend out of Dayton, Tennessee, and we're going to be meeting at Real Deal Tackle, Michael Neal's tackle shop in Dayton, Tennessee. We've got Guardian Angel come on board this year with some lighting that's going to go into our state championship or the Angler of the Year packages. We got Bill Lewis, Seagar, RoboHawks came on with the ever needed tethers for your phone and catch board or Yak Attack leaderboard. Catch Products makes our trophies this year. We've got Spirit Hall Media here in Hickson, Tennessee, that does our checks this year. Whether you see all the checks that we have, as well as TVKA for the anglers, they're very, very high quality. We've got Dobbins Rods. We're going to award at the end of the season for our Angler of the Year package, first, second, and third. Carl Black Chevrolet gets $1,000 for first place Angler of the Year, and then we're going to put prize packages together for the second and third this season. We haven't been able to do that in the past, but we will now. We've got Kayak Cushion, One Objective of Kayak Accessories, Ag Pro John Deere. Right now, our closest friend, Cody Brock, who's been a kayaker over the years in Marietta, Georgia. Need anything John Deere related, reach out to me there. Yamamoto Bait, Precision Hardwood, which is my family's flooring company here in the Chattanooga, North Georgia, North Alabama, even the Knoxville area. We do hardwood floor, vinyl, LVP, do a carpet, got into tile now, do tile, showers. And Boondocks. Boondocks is we brought on this year, and we've got discounts for most all of those, and we share our discounts, and TVKA shares their discounts with us. So you'll be available to get all those discounts across the board. So Purple Heart Homes, I'll just give you a real quick fill in on that, and I'll let these guys talk about the event. So they're a veteran organization that work across the country, but they're based out of North Carolina, and they're expanding across the country. So what we're doing this year to help them repair and build anglers veteran anglers in need is we're going to take $1 per entry fee and hold it back for the year for them. And then during your registration, you have the option of donating extra. That could be $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, whatever it is you really want to do. And that's going to go a long way. That's 100% goes to them. We'll take care of the 3% fee that comes out of it. It's pennies on the dollar, so we're not worried about that at all. But we're super happy to be a part of them. In July the 12th, on Lake Norman, they have an event, and we invite every one of you tuning in who are veterans. We don't have anything going on in that area at that time, I don't believe. As soon as I say it, we'll check the schedule here, and it'll be wrong. So, July 12th, Gunnersville. So, anyway, if you're not fishing it, you can come with me to Lake Norman and fish the Veterans Tournament. But appreciate these guys this year. As I mentioned, Stephen and Jesse here taking over the leadership with Tennessee Valley Kayak Anglers. We merged with Southeast Tennessee Kayak Anglers last year, a club for the last 2 years that we all are in a local group together. And it unifies our bodies of water, and it helps the anglers be able to not have to fish so many events throughout the year to support all of their friendships. So now we're all united in one good front here. And along with these two guys, we've got Casey Smith, Jonathan Cowball, and we've got a man named Casey Starnes, he's Starnes Outdoors, Big Starnes Outdoors, and he's got a killer logo with a Sasquatch. And so we're gonna do a side plot that I guarantee you're going to see Sasquatch at an awards before you do Casey Starnes. So keep your eyes out. And so love Casey. We punched him a little bit. He keeps the lights on up there at Watts Bar. So, appreciate all those guys, and Joe Kirk. He was an Angler of the Year until Chris Walters beat him out and took that from him. So Chris Walters is our reigning TVKA Angler of the Year. Luke Graham for Tennessee Bass Nation. And so, man, I'm pumped. I'm excited. You guys coming in and doing this is just energized me so much, and I appreciate you guys. And we've all got great friendships. But I'm going to step on over here and let Sassy Dan talk about the X's and O's of everything, guys. So we appreciate y'all. And it's cowballs. Cowballs, John. He just texted me. Cowball, not cowballs. So, yeah, we had to do it to you, buddy. We appreciate y'all. So, yeah, go ahead, Sassy Dan. Take over.
Yeah, absolutely. He can correct that how you say it all he wants, but we know how it really is. So right now we've got 114 anglers signed up for the Tennessee Bass Nation. So we have set a regular season record so far with that. So we pay out 10% of the field. And so that'll be, a pretty good chance for somebody to get a pretty good payday coming out there. Great to be in our local area. This is where Steve-O and I call home. Hosting tournaments out of here is always a great thing. And also partnering with a club that we've got deep embedded roots with TVKA, and seeing those anglers come out and actually maybe jumping into something a little bit bigger on the other side. But, great thing with Purple Heart Homes, partnership that we've done this season. It's going to be great. So the pre-fishing cutoff, you should have been off the water at 6 p.m. already. Just, everybody, to make sure that you do not tell on yourself or otherwise, let us know. The identifier code, which a lot of people want to see, is going to be the KEV. K is in Kelly, E is in Edward, V is in Volvo. I did that on purpose to mess with Jesse on the military phonetics there. Just he might say kilo or something, but hopefully not. So all times are going to be Eastern. So you get to launch at 6:30 a.m. All of these times coincide with the TVKA tournament. So if you want to jump in on their stuff, it's a 3-fish. Our series, you got to get a 5-fish in. But, you catch 3 tomorrow that are pretty good. You might actually cash a little bit better than you would in the Tennessee Bass if you get a 4-fish. So launch at 6:30 a.m. Lines in is going to be 7 a.m. Lines out will be 3 p.m. The fish submission time is all the way up to 4:01 or 4 p.m. The lines out submission, you have up until 3 minutes and 59 seconds on taking that picture of that fish. I'm really proud of that because it's actually helped me twice in 2 other tournaments so far. But again, fish submission is 4 p.m. If you have trouble uploading your pictures, reach out to Steve-O or I. So let us know if you're having problems, then we can do a manual submission if needed, but it's got to be before that 4 p.m. mark. Not sure about the TVKA side, but I'm sure it should be the same. And Lake Chickamauga's got pretty good service all over. There's only a couple areas where it's kind of spotty. If you find yourself in a spotty area, if you got signal at the ramp, get to the ramp early. And there's a little bit of a drive to Dayton depending on where you launch from this lake, but check-in will be at 4:30 p.m. We're going to be at the Real Deal Tackle at 7787 Ray County Highway, Dayton, Tennessee, at 37321. The parking lot's pretty big. It accommodates a lot of people, but there's actually a grass lot that's behind the Real Deal Tackle. They said we've got full use of that there. Use as much as we can. It should be pretty dry. Nobody should get stuck or anything like that. But it's a great tackle shop. If you've never been there before, Michael Neal, hammer on this lake and many other lakes, runs this shop. Great deals, great selection, and we're glad that they're hosting us. It's been, I think, the 3rd time that they've actually hosted us. So it's a great area. So the boundaries are going to be, and this is for TVK and for Tennessee Bass, it's going to be from the Watts Bar Dam down to the Chickamauga Dam and up the Hiwassee River to B&B Marina. You may fish up the Hiwassee past the B&B Marina. So in other words, you can launch and go as far as you can, but you can't launch past it, and you have to take back out at B&B Marina if you launch to that point. Or you can, maybe float as far as you want to and then take out down there. That's fine. Make sure that if you're signing up for the Tennessee Bass Nation, we have a angler dues that are paid to Tennessee Bass Nation, which is the feeder system for Bassmaster. We have a website, and before I butcher it, I'm going to pull it up. It's TNBNKS.com. Super simple. There's a link to sign up to join. There, right before you get down to where you fill all the information, there's a waiver download link. Hit that waiver. You can actually do a screenshot, sign it with your finger, then attach it in when you submit your dues. A lot of anglers ask, have I paid dues or anything like that? So if you fished Chickamauga last year and you haven't paid dues, you need to now. So we're going to do a final check right after the cutoff at 9 p.m. for everybody that may have not, fished the series or anything. just to double check to make sure you're okay. And we're going to reach out to you to say, hey, you got to pay dues if you want to fish this event. You have to be a current Bassmaster member. The Tennessee Bass Nation dues do not come to us. They get fed to the state system. They get used for conservatory reasons. There's so many lakes that they're actually putting out Christmas trees on, and, just try to create better fisheries and, on that side of things. So it's a great thing to be in. Bassmaster's great. And, we're going to pay out the top 10 anglers that actually finish in this event. There's no roll downs, but you get to qualify for the state championship. And then on the other side of it, the top 50 that have fished, there's no qualifier on the events. The top 50 actually get to go to the state championship as well. There are roll downs in that, which, going to the state championship is a big goal for a lot of folks. We're going to be in Knoxville for that event. And then that qualifies you for the Bassmaster Classic, which is going to be in Knoxville. So right now, last season anglers get to go to Lake Fork in Texas and fish that event. And a lot of them qualified through Tennessee Bass Nation. So it's just a great opportunity. And this is, a step above, a little bit step higher than your local trail maybe. But it's not quite to what Steve-O runs on the Bassmaster side, but it's a great place to get your feet wet. To talk about some of the rules, you have to have a 360 light if you're launching before daylight. If it is daylight, safe light, you can launch at that point. If you've got a motor in your kayak, you got to make sure that you got your navigation lights on it. One thing that kind of differs is on TVKA, you have to have a visibility flag. If you're double dipping, which we encourage everybody to do because TVKA is a great club to fish with, have that visibility flag. Along with that, the 3 fish limit, that's a couple of the different, and there's some scoring differences. On Tennessee Bass, if you have a cracked mouth, it's going to be a 1/2 inch deduction on Tennessee. With TVK, it's going to be a 1/4 inch. But if it's an open mouth with no attempt, both clubs do 1 inch deductions on it. So double check your pictures. Make sure you got a good picture before you release that fish. It'll save you some heartache. There's going to be a pretty good big bass prize with 114 anglers signed up. But so done with my spiel
now.
here. 115. All right. So we're paying out 10% of the field. The identifier is the same for both clubs, but I'm going to turn this over to Stephen and Jesse. If y'all have got anything to add on this or some of the differences between cast rules, Tennessee Bass, but either way, let's go out there and fish tomorrow. There's going to be some bigs caught. This is a good time for it. What do y'all think about, how it's fishing, or any input on that as well?
I spent all week in Arkansas, so I didn't get any pre-fishing in. I know Roger's got a chance to get out there and wet a line or two, but I just want to say that I'm absolutely thrilled to be able to carry on the tradition that you guys have started here, the Tennessee Valley Kayak Anglers. I know you guys are both still on our leadership panel and have to deal with, that chat that, is firing up usually all day long with silly memes and whatnot. So you guys are still on board, helping us continue to mature this organization and provide an opportunity for our local anglers to come out and compete and get better with one another. So thank you guys. And I'm just thrilled to be here. I want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors, and I'll kind of hand it over to Steven. He can kind of clean us up, but Precision Hardwood is going to take care of our state championship jerseys this year, or part of it. And Dave's Spice Right Barbecue, our big checks this year. This is the first year we've had big checks, and I think you guys can be really impressed with the checks that we purchased alongside with Tennessee Bass Nation. They're brought to us by Hardee's. So pretty cool. Tremont Tavern's back with us. We have Fishtails, and our title sponsors this year are Real Deal Tackle and Dugout Bait and Tackle.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot more. I think everybody's covered everything, but I'm stoked, man. I'm ready to get this ball rolling. Our first event. I was out today and yesterday and Tuesday, so there's some big ones biting. Now, I didn't find any, but they're there. So
Hi.
He said, "Don't be following me."
And one last thing, Robert Barnett, he spent 15 minutes with him helping get his waiver signed up. Get signed up, man. Come on now.
Yeah, I was looking through there. I was gonna call him out too.
We have 56 anglers in TVKA right now. It's gonna be a pretty good turnout.
Yeah.
It's can be a great payout, and this time of the year, like a lot of people end up catching their personal best. So come out for big bass if anything, and we've heard different things about different parts of the lake, and this is right on the edge of a really, really great time. There's a lot of bait fish out there, and just throwing anything that probably mimics that might get you a limit and get you a cash in this event. So
Yeah, they're pulling a ton of water.
oh yeah,
It's gonna be a lot of current. It should be good.
It was 88,000 yesterday. So, I mean, it was rolling.
the only thing that I've gotten to do since my job now is taking up a lot of my time, but so we flipped to Indiana on Tuesday and flying back. I got to look at Saudi Creek, and it was just a weird emerald green blue. They're looking down for people fishing vegetation. And then we went over Chester Frost, started looking down there too. That's my
You just looking for spots from the airplane.
Yes, sir. Hey, it's the only thing I get to do as far as like pre-fishing for this one, but I'm gonna fish some history. And Steve-O, did you get out there at all?
Nope, I did not. I just been talking to people. That's it. Yeah, I know. I'll just share what I do know, and because it doesn't give anyone away. There's been a lot of pre-fishing out here, like a lot, which is great. I mean, like there's some anglers have spent a lot of good quality time on the water for this event, which is great because it shows people are getting geared up for everything that everybody tries to put on together. There's some big fish caught today. I know there was, I've heard of several, like half dozen close to 22 pluses, with the biggest being over 24. And then, they're fat, they're fat. So that's what we want. Just to pull back the curtain a little bit, you all are pretty familiar with, if we go to the Bassmaster Classic in Knoxville, with what waters we have and the relationships we have with Chambers of Commerce, Chickamauga is kind of, a front runner every time we come to this area for a championship. And that can get old sometimes, but as what I just told you, when that kind of stuff happens in practice for people, they want to come back. Some people, we all get tired of certain lakes, but for 2025, that right now is most likely where we'll have the championship. I love keeping stuff secret, but when it comes to scheduling stuff, I like to put it out there and get feedback. So it's if I could release a tournament as soon as we got it booked in Bassmaster, I'd do it every day, just to get it out there, create some buzz. But some people like to hold off and wait and do all 5, 6, or however many at one time. But the area is setting up really good for, like Daniel said, kind of you don't have to have the perfect conditions to get bit. You can just go find fish, and it's getting warmer, so they're getting active. They like to eat, so they're going to keep doing that. But speaking on what we got going next, when we're done here with Daniel and I doing the Bassmaster Championship in Lake Fork, we've got a break until the 1st of April. When we get back, we'll be going back to Kentucky Lake. That's a lake people used to grumble about, but now that the smallmouth population is kicked up there, the largemouth are making a noticeable comeback. We're going to go to Kentucky Lake April the 5th there, and while we're gone away, TVKA is still here. So what I mentioned the championship for, what we noticed in the past with TVKA is when we did the KBF stuff and the Hobie stuff, and then Bassmaster and Bass Nation started coming in, people from all across the country started coming down to fish with us, man. And it was great because we got to meet, the Jody Queens and all the people like that from across the country. We've got people that we've got some, the college anglers always throw you for a loop when you look at the leaderboard because of where they live.
Hey, Kurt
we got
Spencer signed up. That's
kids.
an Ohio angler though.
Yep. That's it. Yep. He's here. Our buddy Brandon's coming down with the rod company and everything, Little Miami Outfitters. He's coming down to fish. We just got, a lot of support from those people coming through and fishing TVKA. So when you get to come back down, keep that TVKA schedule in mind because, they've got, 8 more events after this one. They're going to fish, we're a primarily Chickamauga club, but they are going to Nickajack this year like we are. Nickajack has, there's people that used to grumble about fishing Nickajack, and we were kind of one of them because it's like, why do we want to go catch bunch of 15, 16, 17 inchers and hope you get a 20 or something, and it was always somebody like Lambert or Barnett or the Campbells that would bust a big one. But there were a lot of us that were just learning how to fish really from a kayak. And now that lake is, our buddy, a guy I went to high school with, runs a GNC. It's Guntersville, Nickajack, Chickamauga boat tournament. And weekend before last, I think there's 26 boats, 9 bags over 20 pounds. And the winner was 31, I believe. And that's on Nickajack. And so, we're all going to be there for that. We got a Tennessee Bass there the same weekend with the Tennessee Kayak Series. I believe it's either that one or Guntersville, and then, they've got, TVKA's fishing Guntersville again too. And then, Jesse, y'all got June the 21st, East Tennessee away event, or y'all just go do like a random draw or something, or y'all just putting your heads together on it, or?
That's going to be Knoxville area. So that the whole idea was to get our used to the water for the state championship. I know it's a different time of year, but we have a lot of guys that haven't fished up there. So it'll be really competitive when we get a chance to battle it out against some of these other Tennessee clubs. So getting our guys away from Lake Chickamauga, we're probably going to try to get some places to camp. We'll probably drink some waters together and then go out and have a good time on the water.
So something we were talking about recently, Jesse and I, and even a bunch of us, I'm sure, talk about it. What Jesse and them did last year is, they fished, obviously, Tennessee Bass Nation on Old Hickory, which was where our state championship was going to be for the Cast Club, KBFTN. But we've spoken on, KBFTN. They've won 4 paddles, I believe, and most every club has won 1, and it was typically kind of on their home water. But the reason KBFTN, travels so well is that they do fish Priest and Old Hickory and those tough bodies of water, and they learn them. And what you learn sometimes is that an area is better than a pattern sometimes, and then it's also vice versa. But what Jesse and those guys did was they went up and practiced like what they're doing on June the 21st. They went ahead and practiced on their off time. Chris Walters, Joe Kirk, all them did. And that helped us in the state team because I only got to pre-fish the one day. Daniel, I think you got to fish 1 or 2 days or just one. For casts. You won. And being brand new and blind to that area, that was a team effort because, it's an individual championship, but we do have a team element. But like what Jesse and them are doing here is great, because, you get to go check that water out first. And then when you get to go up there for your championship, you might not know where the fish are, but at least you're not defeated in your mind because you know the area, like, what on the Tuesday nighters, Jesse and Steven and the guys run, me and Steven were talking how, you don't get to practice for those, but, you knew an area that you're used to and you went out there and you and Cowball caught monsters, I can't remember what was that big fish he caught. Or was it you that had the big bass that night outside of Sail Creek?
No, that was he never really ledge fished a lot, and I was kind of showing him kind of how to do it. And I think if I remember correctly, I think it was right at 8 pounds. It was a good one. That was a night that Mickey
24 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a night Mickey Anderson had like 60 inches though and 3 fish. So
that's awesome. Yeah. So I saw Mickey. Mickey got signed up.
Yeah.
Ready.
Yep. And I don't think we didn't let him get out and pre-fish. So the lake's good. Lake's healthy.
You might do all right then.
All the fish are safe.
That's it. I've been waiting on John, his daddy.
Facebook post saying, "Don't sore lip them." I'm like, "You're the king of sore lips."
He actually said that to me on my Facebook post today.
He's passing along that knowledge he learned real quick.
Yeah. Hey, if you watch, Mickey eats too much anymore to go fishing.
Everything he posts is a meal.
I know. I was like, golly, I gained 20 pounds last year just watching his Facebook. But please,
Cowball just texted me
to 116.
Cowball just texted his big fish was 22.75.
It was fat.
Okay, that's awesome. Oof. Wow. Yeah, so you guys are up to 56. We got 116. He said, "What?"
Nice. 56. Yep. We also have that Native Power Hour coming down for April 12th. So April 12th, we're going to partner up with Watts Bar, Native Power, and Jackson Kayak Series. We're going to have a lot of anglers April 12th. So it's going to be a good time of year to come down here too.
Yes, it will be.
Yeah, it is, and that's great that you guys partner with those other series like that because they might have a little marketing where people are like, oh, there's a native tournament because it's a kayak company, and then they look and they're like, well, hey, I live right here, and there's grassroots clubs I can start fishing. That's what was so cool with you guys starting the Tuesday night stuff back up was people just around town when they're getting off work are like, hell, those guys are going fishing, and they start talking to you at the gas pump, and next thing you know, they start fishing with you. So, but
I
yeah,
think that Tuesday
but
night
again,
is
just to wrap it up,
yeah.
yeah,
I was gonna
I
say,
can't wait. I was thinking
it is.
about it the other day.
What did we keep talking? Go ahead, wrap it up.
Yeah, yeah. And so yeah, but if you guys want me to wrap like Daniel and Steven and them talked about, if you're fishing TVKA, same identifier code, it can be written on anything. Just make sure it's visible. The only differences we have is if you're in TVKA, you have to have a flag visible. And it's a 3-fish tournament. Other than that, that's pretty much it in the rules, isn't it?
Yeah, other than the measurement, and that's it. And also, had an angler reach out to ask if you can actually tow somebody. It's supposed to be windy tomorrow, and just be safe out there. And people got to move under their own power. And TBK, if you have to tow somebody, the person that you tow gets DQ'd. But the person that tows them to get them out of in a safe situation, they're all right with that. Just if y'all have any questions, feel free to reach out. That's what we're here for. As directors, we take this seriously. If there's any uncertainty, any questions that you have, reach out to us first. If you're on the water, if something's uncertain, give us a call, reach out to us. And, that's what we're here for, is just to make sure that you have a good fishing experience. We've got a third-party judge on our side, so does TVKA, so the directors that fish in this event, that they don't really get to see anything. And, they get to make judgment calls in the middle of it sometimes over the phone. But just be safe out there, have fun, and I'm in awe of how many anglers are signing up for this one. It's just great to see us breaking a record on our home lake. I thought Dale Hollow was going to be the standard on how many anglers come out, but Chickamauga can be special. I mean, it can be fickle sometimes, but it's one of those lakes that could, one big fish could gain you a lot of money. Just ask Dan Catron. He caught a 24-inch in the native power hour. And that's what I'm hoping for tomorrow. I'm hoping for a big, I'm hoping to break a personal best at least tomorrow. May not happen, and I'm going to try.
There last Saturday, I know that conditions are a little different, but there was two, one on Nickajack and one on Chick that were 1086.
Oof.
Kevin Drake at Fishtails caught one of them, and a high school angler caught the other one in Nickajack.
Kevin Drake catch from anywhere. That's an angler right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you're right about that. That like Daniel mentioned that number. I think our biggest event was a state championship of 106 or something like that. Let me check real quick the one Ethan Jett won. Well, he didn't win it.
Years back.
Oh, pro beat him.
117 now. Dang, it just keeps going up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like TBKs.
Yeah, man. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. So I think historically we had 90 something, I think one time on Chick, 86, and then now this one. So yeah.
Yeah, for regular season, it's absolutely a record, and it beats a couple of our states too. So
yeah. That's great. Well, heck yeah, guys. I appreciate you all, and like you said, pay attention to your times, keep your head on a swivel. There's not many tournament stuff going on really, so catch up, and if anybody else has got anything, just get it out, and just if not, I'll wrap us up, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you check in. And
yeah, looking forward to it, guys.
All right, TVKA's got a hard check-in. You got to be out of your car at one of the TDs, which we're using the Giant Bass Open Series stage. So just make sure you're over there.
We've seen a couple of heartbreak moments of people that partnered up with us to hit this one. And, they may have cashed on the Tennessee Bass, but missed out on the TVKA because they were a little bit late. So allow yourself a ton of time. And, that hour and a half of lines out to getting there, utilize it. Make sure that you got your stuff set on the right time. Y'all coming from the Central Time, trust me, that's bit me before going back into the Central Time. You fish find, don't trust your fish finder time and lose your watch. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So. All right, guys. We appreciate everybody. Appreciate you three and the other leadership guys on the leadership panel and everything. But once again, we're going to be at Real Deal Tackle tomorrow at 4:30. For some of you new people, we do get a lot of new people fishing. What Daniel was kind of basically meaning was you might have to cut your fishing short to get back to the ramp, load up, and drive. So you may only get to fish 7.5 or 7 hours in that instance. So make sure you do your Google map from where you're loading up to Real Deal Tackle. Give yourself plenty of time. So appreciate all of y'all. Love you, and we'll catch up tomorrow.
Absolutely.
What matters to you? Commitment, dedication, precision, connection. Catching fish? Good. That matters to us too.